Hey, my name is Mike. I'm from San Clemente, and I just got a brand new set of BullBells. Pretty excited to show you guys how we activate them. I've never done it, so from what I understand, it's really easy. So we're going to kind of give it a whirl. So I guess they're water activated. They're really light, and this is 4 bags right here. So I'm really excited to see how it works out. I'm not going to do it outside. I'm going to do it out here. Come with me. I'm going to do it with my hose. Let's start with the little ones first. So from what I understand, I read about them, and what I was told about them is there's like a gel that goes inside. So it's like it's not really a bean bag or a sand bag, but it's just a little bag that's inside. So the really cool thing about it is this shipped, and I went to pick it up, like I got down on it like, all right, here we go, here comes some weight, and it's so freaking light. So now I'm trying to like wrap my arms around the fact that it's gonna get heavy. So we're gonna put some water in it and see how it goes. And then I think the really cool thing about these two is you can replace these bags. So okay, you don't drain the bag, but maybe I do want to go on a trip, and because I'm actually heading up to Seattle in like a couple weeks. And if I want to take these with me, I can actually just get replacement bags and just bring them up, and I can fill them when I get there and just kind of toss them. They're not that expensive, so it's pretty awesome if you want to travel with them. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill it up right now. Gonna put that right in there like that. It's filling up right now. I'm gonna stop and give it a check real quick. Yeah, it's filling right up. It's not coming out or anything either, so it's all staying in there. That's pretty cool. And they're really soft. You could definitely do this in your sink. I just didn't know any better, so I figured I'd do it outside, but it looks like you could totally do this in your sink. It's not leaking at all. So it's got a lot of water in it. What I'm probably going to do is let that soak in a little bit and kind of let it go, because you can see it already. It's filling up these bags. It's already filling the bags up inside. So, and by the way, I don't just go around filming everything I do. There's kind of a promotion with these. So I'm filming this because if I film it up, it's for a free t-shirt. I'm kind of short on t-shirts. So I'm going to get a free t-shirt for filming this. They just kind of wanted to see how it works, and so I'm doing it. Yeah, it's heavier now for sure. That's pretty cool. Just gonna pour a little excess water out. Yeah, it's crazy. It's heavier than all those put together with that are empty. Yeah, and they look dry right now, which is funny. So it's soaked all the way in. They just look like they came that way. It's like completely dry. Pretty wild. I think there's some magic here, some sorcery. But yeah, wow, that's crazy. Super contained and super soft, really. And I don't know, I mean, this is just filled up, so I'm not sure if it would really even get any softer, but it's definitely, it's full. And right there, like you can see it just from doing it. Like it's got some serious weight. So like I said, it's heavier than all those, if you can get those. It's heavier than all those put together dry. So pretty awesome. I guess this is called the small, but I think it's somewhere in the 5-10 pound range, because you can feel it. I'm definitely getting something for it, but I think you could easily do, typically like I would do shoulders with something like this, you know. Awesome. The handle was something I was curious about. So I'm gonna go pretty deep in this review, but the handle, I was wondering how it was gonna swing, but like, it's perfect. I don't know if you can get that on the camera, but there's some sort of silicone or something, plastic in there. So it really swings super easy. I was expecting it to catch, but it swings super easy. It's any way you would go. It's constantly being pulled to the ground. So that's pretty cool. Let me go ahead and fill up another one. Put that one there. I filled up 2 bags, and just to kind of go over what I got. There are different packages for the BullBells, and what I did is I got the Elite package. It's an Elite combo, they call it. I kind of went for it because I have dumbbells. You know, I always went to the gym, so I was at the gym all the time. I kind of backtrack a little bit. I got really sick like 2.5 years ago. I had a heart attack, and I was really young for that, and it just kind of came out of nowhere. And I almost lost my life. That could be an hour-long story. I'm not going to go too far into it, but I had a heart attack, and I wasn't going to make it. 26 days coma, 45 days in the hospital, miracle recovery. I got just crazy lucky. So then when I finally was able to get home, I don't know if anybody's ever happened to you, but when you atrophy, like if you lay in your bed, I guess it's 2 weeks. 2 weeks is all it takes if you're in a coma for 2 weeks or you're immobile for 2 weeks for every single muscle to completely disappear. And I mean, I can't stress that enough. Like if you put your arm out, it just drops down. There's just no muscle at all. So I had to rehab that, and I came out firecrackers. Everything was good. I did all my rehab. I was just like so blessed, and I was really lucky that I could start to work out again. And I actually started finally be able to go back to the gym again, which was crazy. And I started to get in really good shape. I went in the hospital at 234. I was so sick when I came out. I came out at 168. And then while I was at the gym, I was getting like to about 180, 185 is where I want to be, and it was happening. And then COVID. And when COVID came, it was so devastating because I worked so hard. And I think anyone could probably relate to this story. If you were really, really in the swing of things in your workout when COVID hit, if you were really cranking it was like, wow, I'm hitting all my goals, or what, for me, it was like, it's just a miracle that I could do all these things, and then they shut it down on me. And I was like, fine, I guess I'm gonna have to try and get a gym, and it's gonna be expensive. I'm gonna figure it out. I'll make room in my garage. And I couldn't get anything. There was such a run on workout equipment, fitness. I mean, you could probably get a band or, I don't even know, a jump rope or something like that, but you couldn't get weights. And if you could, it was a kettlebell, and it was $600, and then you got to ship it. You got to ship weight, right? So then a friend told me about the BullBell. And when I got the BullBell, I was like, okay, this is going to work. They can ship me the BullBell. They're in stock. And so I was like, okay, cool. So what I'm doing now is I'm filling them up, and this is going to change everything for me, because as of now, I wasn't able to get any workout equipment. I don't have anything here. Like I said, actually I do. I shouldn't say it. I have some 5-pound, 10-pound dumbbells that are just, they were really to tone up here and there when I was working around the house. But with what I've seen, the exercises for the BullBell, if you go on the website, it's crazy. You can do anything you do with anything else. Like you can do all your kettlebell, all your dumbbell. You can do so many exercises I don't even know. You can use it as a seat. So I don't want to go too far into that, but I just want to say that it's saving me in a way. I was getting depressed. I couldn't believe I was going backwards after everything I'd accomplished. And I think we can all kind of relate to that with what happened with COVID. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. I did get the Elite combo bag because I'm going to use this for everything and to continue my rehabilitation. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this one up. And obviously this is going to take a little bit longer. It's bigger. So if you take a look at this, if you want to film this for me, this is a medium bag, so medium weight. You have a couple of lightweights. That's what we filled up the first time. This is the medium right here. So all I'm doing is just filling that up. But this is the medium. Oops, I got that wet, sorry. But so then there's going to be 2 of these, and then there's going to be a heavy. And the heavy is really cool because I like to train. I like to kind of kickbox. I like to punch and do I'm not MMA by any means, but that bag's really cool to work out with a friend. If you switch off holding the bag while the other person's kind of kicking it or punching it or whatever you want to do, the person holding the bag, if you've ever held a bag, it's a workout in itself. And then you can switch off, and it's kind of cool to work out with a partner that way. You can see that if you want to get in there. There's the bags in there. They're just filling up. I mean, this thing probably weighed a pound. I don't even know what weighed a pound. Maybe it's just like negligible. Whatever. It's honestly so light until you fill it up. That's kind of crazy. I don't know who came up with this, but it's like space age material or something. I'm just watching. You can watch it just grow in there. It's getting bigger and bigger. You see it right there. It's filling up. It's like it's just going right in, but not coming out. Pretty cool. So here we go. I'm going to pull this out. If there is any excess water, kind of getting better with each one, you just figure it out. Yeah, see, like I nailed this one. The last time had a lot of water in it, but it's full. It's I'm sort of struggling. It's got weight, man. It's heavy. It's really, really heavy. So there was an instruction pack that came with it. You know, I got to be honest with you too. I'm not going to bore you with all this. There's 2 more to fill up for the video, for the sake of the video, because I think people want to know how long it takes. You've seen me fill up 2. It's probably about 10 to 15 minutes tops to fill all of these up. No big deal. I mean, there's just nothing else to do. It's, you know, it's the first thing I'm realizing is it's like I have a kettlebell that's soft, and it's also not like the dumbbells. The dumbbells that I have in my van, I have a van and I go camping all the time, and I like to bring things with me, but they roll all over. They're hard. They come off. You always have to kind of screw them back on. Your hands kind of smell like grease. There's just like none of that with this at all. And I mean, to be able to set up your home gym in, you know, let's call it 15 minutes. 15 minutes to set up your whole home gym. And you can, you know, they don't hurt anything. And I'm going to kind of get into that after this. I don't want to bore you with setting it up, but I'm just going to do a couple exercises and show you some of the things I think are awesome. All right, so I'm filling up, I kind of want to show you this. I'm filling up the big one. Would be like the heavy bag. And inside, you know, the bags are a little larger than the ones in the smaller packs. So I'm finding that there's some water in the bottom, and it's because it's not really soaked all the way in. So what I'm going to do is just kind of adjust them a little bit. And I think that's something, if you're watching this video and you just got your bags or something, or if you're watching this before you buy them, just kind of remember on the big one, they're bigger bags. So you kind of just want to move them around in there to make sure the water evenly kind of distributes through the bag. Yeah, it's actually going in. You can feel it. As soon as I spun it, it started to fill up the other one, the other end. I'm short on time, but I wanted to get some exercises in. Because I didn't want to just show you how they look. I want to just kind of do a couple things that I would normally do. So I'm going to bring these down here. I have a little area I'm going to bring them to. By the way, this is the heavy bag. And the heavy bag, you know, after I was filling up the smaller bags, I was thinking when I pick this thing up, it's going to be pretty heavy. And it's heavy. It's like heavy enough that you'll be able to use it for what you would want a heavier bag for. But as you can see right here, this is the first thing I thought of when I picked it up. I was like, this is going to be great for these raises. And it really is. And it's heavy, but I think everybody would want one of these, because I'm thinking if I put this down, for example, the cool thing about that I'm realizing about BullBell is there's, like I said over and over, they're soft. So like if I needed to, I could sit down on this. This is where I would probably do anything that I wanted to do seated. If I was gonna, you know, do any kind of ab workout, I could use this one or a medium bag. But right there, I can feel it. It's awesome, and I'm off the ground. If you needed any kind of bench, this would serve as my bench. So maybe, you know, for a guy that's looking for heavyweight, this is fine. You're going to need this anyway. But if you're thinking, oh, maybe I don't need the big one, maybe you're you know, just starting to work out, or maybe some of the ladies, they're thinking I don't need a bag that big. This is going to come in handy even if you're not using it to lift with. But it's going to, like for example, I could probably, if I was going to do some sit-ups, I could probably use this. Yeah, this would spot me no problem. So I could just have the bag on my feet and just, you know, my feet are not moving at all, and it doesn't hurt. It's kind of like if you had somebody holding your feet. So it's you definitely, I recommend getting the whole combo, the Elite combo, and I recommend videoing it so you get a free t-shirt. So it's funny, I'm kind of winded already, so you can tell it's working. I think the first thing I thought of when I filled these up was shoulders, you know, and you know, I surf a lot. That's pretty much all I was able to do when the gym closed. So I'm kind of excited to start, you know, just let me get a little room, but just doing some shoulder exercises. Yeah, it's perfect. It's and like I said, they spin. It's kind of genius. I'm sure they tested this in a lot of ways, but I don't. If you use a kettlebell, if you've used the kettlebells, they don't spin in your hand. The closest thing I can think of is if you're on kind of one of the machines at the gym. And you know, some of them are, some of them spin with you, and it's much easier to work out with. That's how these are. So for example, if you were doing curls, they come right up with you, very easy. Yeah, so this is awesome. I could think of anything you'd use a kettlebell for, but also with a dumbbell, like, because these are going to go, they're just really easy to use. I wonder if I could do, I'm going to try this. This isn't the ideal space. I'll probably rearrange this now that I got these, but I kind of want to see. Yeah, so this is perfect. So right here, if I wanted, I could use the medium bags, but I could definitely use this as a bench. And I can actually feel that flexing in my stomach. So I could use this as a bench. I could probably do some flies. Yeah, no problem. And it spins with you, so super easy to do flies. I don't want to stop because it actually is kind of working. It's working good. Wow. Yeah, so you could use that as a bench. That was one of the first things I thought about. And then the medium bag is gonna, yeah, medium bag's got weight too. This is awesome. I mean, these are really awesome. So you could work your way up with any exercise, starting with the small. I think with the small, you could even, yeah. So you could even hold 2 smalls if you want. Wow, you have a lot of combinations with these. They're just really easy to use, really soft. I kind of want to talk about, because we're losing light here, but I did want to talk about traveling. So I camp, I go surfing, I take my van, maybe even if it's only 2 hours away, or if I go somewhere for the weekend, and I always take my dumbbells in the van, and because that's all I have, no gym, and it's miserable. If you've ever traveled with dumbbells, they roll around, they clank around, they beat up your car. This is something I can't wait to have with me. So if you're living van life right now, you would want this. These are going to be great seats. They're going to be, you know, obviously for working out. You know, I don't think most people buy workout gear to sit on, but I think these would be awesome in a van. So even if you just took a few for the day, or if you were going on a long trip, you could work out anywhere you go, and it won't hurt your car. So yeah, I mean, overall, I'm kind of blown away. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else that you want me to demonstrate, but yeah, these are incredible. I'm kind of winded because they work. So okay, so that's pretty much it for my video. I kind of went over everything. I really wanted to show you what it looked like empty. I wanted to show you how easy it was to set them up. Like I said, they're dry. I sat on the thing. Everything's amazing. The versatility, I think, is there. I mean, there's some check boxes, right? If you're going to get fitness equipment, this kind of checks them all. I can't think of anything you can't do with these. So I'm really happy that you guys watched the video. Anyway, that's pretty much the video. You know, like I said, I hope this gets me the t-shirt. But I'm really happy to use these and really happy to show you guys this. But before, I talked a lot about my van. It's right down there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna actually run down and kind of show you what I deal with the dumbbells real quick, because I know where they are, because I drove with them in there today and I heard them clank on my door. So I'm gonna go down and just kind of show you what I was talking about there. All right, so you can get a good sweet picture of the van. So this is the van I was talking about. I like go all over in this thing. It's like a little mini home. And I camp all over California. You know, you can go down to Mexico, whatever, you know what van life's about. So like I said, when you go away, you don't want to break your routine, and that's kind of why I'm really excited. And I can tell you for a fact, the last time I drove the van was this morning, and I heard my dumbbells rattling around. So it's like you got to open, anything in there will roll around, but when you open this, like, so they're in the back. Oh, well, there you have it. There you freaking have it. So here, this one didn't go. This one's good. But yeah, you see, every time you pick them up, if you have these, you gotta screw them on every time. Because I don't know why. I don't know if they can't afford washers, but so these are what I bring around, and it's just not a lot of weight, and they still take up a lot of room. So, you know, the van is, like I said, just like a mini home. So you want it to be comfortable, especially when you're on the road. This is all the space you have, and then the bed pulls out. So when the bed pulls out, you only have this space, but we have room underneath. They're gonna fit. I'll even show you where they're gonna fit. But here's what I'll show you. Like, it's just crazy. they wouldn't hurt anything. I mean, you would never do that in your car with a dumbbell. So yeah, that's a huge success as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. So that's how I would do it. That's how I would do it. For the shot and for the t-shirt, we'll set them up. But yeah, so they're going to be awesome for traveling. These things are never coming with me again. As a matter of fact, I don't need these anymore. These are stupid. So, yeah, and I don't know if you have a van or whatever. Everything has a compartment. There's a compartment in the back. These will slide right in. And like I said, I'll just use them. Shoot, if I was taking a nap, this would be a great pillow right there. So that's it. Pointless. Like, these are worthless, and I know I just said that like, honestly, I don't need these anymore and put them away, but like, for the video and for real, like, they're trash. So I'm actually just gonna throw them out. You know what else I don't need anymore? These actually hurt my hand after holding the BullBell. The BullBell is so soft and so easy on your hand that this actually bothers me, and it's only a 6-pound weight. But seriously, that's it. I don't need them. They're worthless.